How's it going, friends, family of the internet? Welcome back to the Real Life TV podcast show about fishing random takes from land 10,000 lakes. If this is you coming here on Fridays, then you must just love
Doughnuts.
The Simpsons.
Yeah.
No,
I thought I was
we're
good.
not even going to talk about The Simpsons at all.
I love donuts. Oh, good.
I didn't watch The Simpsons as a kid. I did, like, it just never got my attention. And then South Park, and then my parents let me watch South Park as soon as it came out.
I watched the shit out of The Simpsons, but it was because I didn't have college TV. Fucking I didn't have college TV. That sounds like a porn site.
Yeah, it totally does.
It's because I didn't have college TV.
CollegeTV.com.
Barely legal teens. Oh man.
But Vagtastic Voyage, it sounds like a porn site. Why don't you subscribe to something like collegetv.com? Like that could be a bowling website or something.
Why is that a selling point for anybody? I don't get it. Barely legal teens. Just like, is she hot? Why does she have to be super young?
Yeah.
What's up with that? I'm just here for the pretty ladies.
You're right. Yeah. Also, probably not what you expected to kick off a donut topic on.
I know we're going a little bit. Yeah, we're talking about donuts here, but before we get into that, I want to know, just how old is she?
Is she like Alabama legal?
Yeah.
Because then I don't know.
Because, I mean, if she's getting a little bit, older, that's all right. And if she's too young, that's not okay. But if she's just barely legal... Like, what? Such a weird ass distinction.
Agreed.
But anyways, no, what I was trying to say before I misspoke and it turned into a whole different thing was I used to watch a lot of The Simpsons before I had cable TV, not college TV. Because back in the day, you just had to watch what was on, children. If you didn't know, my son doesn't get it at all.
Right.
But you just had a certain time of day, TV would come on. You just had to watch what you got. And from like 5 to 6 o'clock, they would always air 2 episodes of The Simpsons. They'd be like 5 and 5:30.
Yep.
So I watched The Simpsons like every day.
Yep.
But it wasn't because I was a huge Simpsons fan. It was
because it was the best thing that was on TV.
It was 100% my favorite show because that was as good as it got.
Right.
But it wasn't what I was hoping for.
Right.
I remember.
But it's right there just before dinner time or just after dinner time, depending on when you eat. And you're like, okay, TV time now. You're like, fucking right. Yeah. Simpsons is on because it's the best thing on at this time slot.
And I remember South Park. And I didn't have cable. And I'm like, I don't even know that show. And it's so fucking cool. I didn't even watch it yet. And they're just killing this Kenny kid every time. And then you hear everybody hitting the quotes. Oh my God, they killed Kenny. And I'm like, God damn, that show sounds awesome. And then my parents are just like, they kill that kid every episode. You can't watch it. And I'm just like, this sucks. And then freshman year of high school, like you showed up. Yep. And I'm like, yo, you had a South Park shirt on. And I'm like, you like South Park? Fuck yeah, dude.
My favorite.
My favorite. And then you were like, I have cable and we can watch it. And I'm like, I'm never leaving your house.
And here we are 20 years later, 20 some years later.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about donuts.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about donuts. Sorry if we could just talk about
South Park and Simpsons for half an hour or two if we wanted to. But
yeah.
Nah.
I don't have The Simpsons were fine.
When we already talked about South Park. I mean, not that we couldn't go on.
Oh, yeah.
But I just realized I really said park like a northerner. Park. I did. We could talk about South Park.
We could talk about South Park. You want to talk about South Park? Go down. I could make a hot dish, grab a soda, no, a pop. Grab a pop. Grab a pop to wash down some of the hot dish while we talk about the South Park.
In our boat.
Dude, some of the accents are weird. I catch that on a lot of different podcasts. Harlan Williams has a weird accent where he was talking about, I just heard him talking, he was saying bed, but he says like bed. I was like, that's a fucking weird way to say bed. And I think he kept trying to say comforter. But he's like, yeah, he had to sleep in a comforter. And I was like, I still don't know what the fuck that was. I was like, you're just going to, because it was on Ryan Sickler's podcast and they went back and I'm just like, you're just going
to pretend that didn't happen?
You're just going to drift over that? He said it like 3 times. You're like, that's just, are you just going with it because it's Harlan Williams? And you don't want to ruin the bit because it might be a bit? Or does he really talk like that? Are we not going to dig into this? Can we ask him, please? This is really bothering
Somebody
me.
ask him. And then all of a sudden they're like, and that's it, guys. That's a wrap. And you're like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. That's a wrap. He says weird shit.
And we're moving on.
Like, okay. Again for the next episode. All right, shit. I guess I'll never know.
Or don't. All right, Tim. I want to talk donuts because I kind of want to make donuts.
Ooh.
And it's the creativity or maybe lack of, I guess, depending on your opinion, that's been happening a lot lately. So there's this, I think it's just a grocery store. I'm trying to think now. I can't remember if it's the grocery store or the gas station, but either way, that's where we get donuts in suburban Minnesota. You go to the gas station or the grocery store.
Yep.
And they have like Fruit Loop ones and fucking Fruity Pebbles and shit like that. And I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
What the hell? Not in the dough, but in the dough might work. Just throwing it out there. Yeah. As I talk about why I want to make some. But there's this, like, what I'm seeing is sort of like a trend and even more, maybe more mainlining now to just throw cereal on top of a fucking donut. Have you, are you seeing things like, what else are you seeing? Because I think it's cool. I've eaten them.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit sweet because all breakfast cereal has fucking tons of sugar on it already.
Yeah. No, I've definitely seen it, like Cocoa Puffs and shit on them.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff where they're throwing like weird different cereals and stuff on top of it. And you're just like, I mean, what scares me about them all the time is that cereal, when it's not in the bag, gets stale. And you're just going to sprinkle it on top of the donut. Like, I'm not going to have stale cereal.
Right. And it takes like fucking 3.5 minutes for cereal to go stale outside of the bag with no milk.
Yeah. And then donuts are just like soft and you bite through and they like, depending on what kind, some of them melt in your mouth. You see like the glazed kind of donuts, and then you just be like, so I got that's like soft and you melt in your mouth, and then you have like the cereal sprinkled on top that's just like stale, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, it sounds good, but even if it wasn't stale, I got crunchy on top with the soft on the bottom. Like maybe those textures will work together, but I'm still, I don't know, I'm weary of it. I look at all of that and I'm just like, do I want to regret this choice possibly? Or do I want to just go with a regular donut that I know is going to be dope?
Right.
I don't need to get crazy with it. So, yes.
No, I'm kind of getting there as I try more of these.
The idea of them sounds good. Like sprinkle a bunch of like fresh Fruity Pebbles on it, would be fresh would be great.
That's the thought, right? Like that's the making them part. Now that you say that, it's like, oh yeah. That's why you make it and try it instead of that having it sitting around. Even if they are freshly delivered in the morning, I already established 3 minutes out of the bag, no milk. That's stale cereal.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that way.
Oh, it seems to not take long at all.
And to throw it on there. I'm not a big fan of the soft and crunchy, like you said. So I have eaten these donuts with the crunchy cereal on top.
Yeah.
I'm not that big of a fan. It's like adding frosting on top of frosting almost. And with that harder texture.
That's why I like with the Fruity Pebbles, it sounded good because it's like a light little crisp. Like, I've seen the ones where it's Cocoa Puffs and I'm like, that almost seems like it's too much.
Right.
Yeah, where it's
that
almost
big
gonna like,
ball of crunch. And because I had one with
it'll
Fruit Loops
just
on it, and I wasn't a fan of the texture. I just didn't think it was stale now that you
yeah.
say that. But it didn't it just didn't pan out. It was like it was too much. And they had kind of crushed up the Fruit Loops. It's not like they just took them in,
Oh, yeah, sure.
but they were like cut in half or whatever, just
Yeah.
quick chop.
But the idea of it is, I think, what sells it. Where
It
people are
is.
just like,
It's
I
100% what
like
sells it.
Fruit Loops and I like donuts.
Yep.
Give me Fruit Loops on a donut.
Yeah.
Like, it's not what you thought it was. Do you like stale Fruit Loops? Not really. Well, then don't do that shit.
I have to agree. I have to agree with that. Yes.
But I've seen some.
Oh, go.
Oh, I was just gonna say I've heard of some other stuff too.
Yes.
Where there's like fancier donut shops where they start messing around with like bacon and stuff.
That's what I had down. I had just written down bacon. I have fucked with a bacon donut before.
Have you? How was it?
So it was a long, what are those called? Like Long Johns or
Long
whatever?
Johns.
But
yeah.
It wasn't filled with cream.
We call them Long Johns. I just learned on another podcast that they call them shit. I can't remember what they call them. It was something else. They were
calling a long donut something other than a Long John.
Yeah, that was on Sickler's podcast, and they were like, he's from Baltimore, and they were calling it something.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think it's regional. I think they were calling it something completely different.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, they were like describing the same donut,
and they were talking.
It just had a different name. Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, now I'm losing.
Well, if you think about it, go ahead, because I'm not gonna filibuster or whatever, but I'm gonna say so. A long donut. It's just a long donut though. It didn't have any filler in it or anything like that. I mean, it was the same texture as a donut, just in long form. Call that a Long John.
Yeah.
And the one that I had was a maple syrup frosting with one piece of bacon on top, like a long full strip of bacon on top of a Long John. So it just matched, I guess. That's all.
Yeah.
It was just a good matching physically, but one piece of bacon wasn't enough.
Okay. Yeah. So they were calling it Maple Bar.
Maple Bar. Well, I even just said with maple frosting on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was not called a Maple Bar where I got it.
No, that's what they were calling it. Was a Maple Bar.
Really?
He said like a Long John, and he was just like, Long John. And they're like, yeah, it was like, you call it something different, like a Maple Bar. It's like, yeah, oh yeah, Maple Bar. So it's like Long John was just Canadian? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, I mean, it could be, but like Sickler's from Baltimore.
Right.
So maybe it's also Canadian. Maybe it's just a East Coast deal.
Sure.
I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting to know, because we both called it a Long John, but that's
so because it says alternative names is cream stick, filled stick, chocolate bar, and maple bar. Yeah. So I think they actually call it a chocolate bar, but then what the fuck do you call it? Chocolate bar?
Then what do you call an actual bar of chocolate?
Yeah, candy bar. You just call that a candy bar, and then the chocolate bar. Why are you even calling it a bar? It's made of dough. It's not a bar.
It's a dough, and that's why I said it's a donut. Like there are different kinds of donuts, like a scone or something, right? Aren't those the ones that are super airy on the inside or something? Isn't that what a scone is?
Kinda, yeah, but it's not really. That's like a pastry. It's not really a donut. A scone is
okay.
It's not really the same. It's kind of somewhere in between like a donut and shit. I don't even know what to classify it as, because they're harder. They're definitely not as soft. And I don't know if it's fried either.
Okay.
A donut is fried dough. And
right.
Scone, I think a scone might be baked.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So it gives it definitely a different texture altogether.
Okay.
Have you ever had a cronut?
No. What's a cronut?
A cronut is like a donut and a croissant had a baby.
Oh my God. So that That's kind of what I was thinking about. So no, I haven't.
Yeah, dude, they were all the rave like a couple of years ago. Like they were selling out everywhere. People were going nuts for them.
What?
It was before COVID. People were like
Okay.
losing their minds over cronuts.
Really?
And then they just like went away. I don't know.
So I'm trying to find, because, okay, that's what I'm just going to roll with that then. Because what I was thinking about when you said that was I was trying to Google there's this one particular donut that's at Dunkin', and it's a round donut with the hole missing, like it's a donut.
Yep.
It's got the hole in it, but it's kind of got ridges on it, and it's yellowish in color, not the brown fried donut.
Yeah.
And when you bite into it, dude, it's like pillows. Fluff.
Oh.
I love getting it. And it has very little flavor. Very little flavor. Even though it's like dunked in just standard white frosting. Like water and powdered sugar, basically.
Yeah.
But it has very little flavor, but the texture is wonderful. It's so light and airy that it still has enough flavor. Like there's a uniqueness about the flavor because of the texture, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Crazy, man.
It sounds like what you just described, but
I bet it has something to do with like the eggs that you put in there, like the batter, and you can maybe like fluff them up, because it reminded me of, I just saw a recipe for, I think they were calling them like cloud eggs or pillow eggs or something.
What?
But do you know, like when you take egg whites and you whip them?
Yeah, it's essentially, I used to, I do it on Christmas. Alton Brown's eggnog recipe has that. That's what you do with the egg whites.
Yeah.
You whip them into whipped cream, but it's not whipped cream because if you don't add salt or sugar or both or something.
Oh yeah, because you got to add sugar, and then it like makes it like sweet, and it turns them into like a cream. Yeah, whatever.
But just, you're talking about airy egg whites.
So I seen a video where the guy took the egg whites and just whipped them with a beater, an electric beater, and made it like those fluffy egg whites.
Yeah.
Then you already have your yolks separate, right?
Yep.
You scoop like a mound of that egg white onto parchment paper. Then you bake that until they start to brown up a little bit. You take them out and you put the yolk back in the middle, and you throw it back in the oven to finish it off. And when you pull it out, you have cooked eggs, but they're like this fluffy cloud with the yolk still in the middle.
What?
Yeah, dude, they look awesome. The texture, I bet, would just be this, just like you were describing, like just this pillowy version of like an over easy egg.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
That sounds so.
What would it be? A sunny
good.
side up? What is it where you just don't even flip it? Is that a sunny side up?
Over easy is, sunny side up is with when you just leave it.
Yeah.
Cook.
So it's just like this pillow version of this over easy egg.
God.
And just like how when you put the egg whites on top of what the fuck do you put like a cream pie?
Oh yeah.
And the you like brown up just the tips.
Yeah.
It was like that. It was just that like perfectly golden brown on the top. Like the egg whites just brown perfectly on the top. And it looks so good, like, because the outside's like just a little bit crispy and the inside's fluffy. And I was just like, ooh, I want to eat that. And
I want to eat that.
Yeah. And then that guy too had like this like really good looking like homemade hot sauce.
Oh, nice.
With like a spoon, and just kind of like took the spoon and just gave it a little drizzle. And I'm like, oh, fuck,
oh my God. Yeah. That sounds so good. Speaking of hot sauce, that's a transition. But seriously though, when you said hot sauce, it made me think about donuts again. I had a hot donut. I had a spicy donut.
A spicy? I bet that would work, dude.
So they had like
sweet and spicy always works.
Yeah, and Dunkin' partnered with Hot Ones to advertise it.
Oh.
And so I swear to God, I ate it, and then 2 days later there was a Hot Ones, but it could be the other way around. That I saw the Hot Ones ad, and then 2 days later, it came to the Dunkin' by me, and I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!" And I got it. I didn't care for it, but I don't like sweetened
No.
heat in that way because think
well,
about
I've never had it like that.
yeah.
So
Because what's
I
sweetened
like
heat? Like, think of a good pairing of sweetened heat.
beef jerky.
Boom, nailed
Yeah,
it.
sweet
Because it's
heat
like
beef jerky is good.
teriyaki kind of, but then it's got the
Yeah.
chilies in
Or
it.
like
Yeah.
Chinese food. A lot of Chinese food has sweet heat.
Yep. That
Yeah.
was exactly where my
On like
brain
a
went to.
yeah, sweet and heat on like any chicken. Spicy,
Yep.
like a honey
Like
sriracha
honey.
sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's good, dude.
So fucking
But
good.
yeah, I've never had like a donut like that.
Yeah. The
So
donut sweet just didn't work because
was
it was
it
spicy fucking frosting.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, is that what it was? The frosting was hot. It was like
From
a
what I
regular
could tell.
donut with spicy frosting.
Yeah. From what I could tell, it was
Okay.
spicy frosting. And then the donut was supposed to just be the sweet dough. And there's something
Yeah.
about that dough with the spicy frosting just didn't sit.
Well, yeah, you'd have to have the right kind of spice too. You'd think they dial that in, but you got to have the right kind of heat.
Yeah.
It doesn't all like the different heats, like the different peppers definitely have their own flavor. Like a habanero,
dude,
doesn't work with everything.
Right.
And it definitely shouldn't be a vinegar based like hot sauce.
Right.
That would be weird.
It'll be too acidic. It won't give you a donut feel anymore at that point. It's gonna pull you away from it.
Yeah, like a little bit of sriracha in the stuff I think would probably work. But
I think again we're getting to the like there's ideas out there and it would be fun to make something to try to like dial it in, because right away you go same thing, sweet and heat should work, and then you think, and then I say it doesn't work, and you start now I don't know if I'll ever make donuts. I hate the idea of cutting out the piece of dough and then, but I guess donut holes, right? That's what they're for.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of work. Even though I really want to, it's a theoretical idea. So I love just talking about it and just like getting these ideas out there and going, yeah, what we're really talking about here is a sweet dough and then pairing a good pepper with it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
With a little bacon on top.
Or you just got to get the right sauce to start with. Like the, what do they call it? Is it just called tiger sauce? Like an Asian hot sauce you can buy that's literally called like tiger sauce or something.
Okay.
And it's like a super sweet like chili sauce, but it's hot.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've had that stuff.
Yeah.
Is it got flakes in it? Like, can you see flakes in it?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
And then stir that in with some frosting. The thing is with that, I think you'd be able to test that out to see if it would be good before you ever even put it on a donut.
See, that's what I was thinking. Don't you think you could just make some spicy frosting? Yeah.
Yeah, if your frosting is good, that's going to work on a donut, I think.
If your frosting's good, it'll work on a donut.
Yeah.
Boom.
Put it on a shirt.
Yeah. Do you eat the donuts that have like pecans on it and stuff like that? For me, again, it's the texture thing.
Yeah, no, I never had any of the donuts with the nuts on it. Like, me neither. I know they got the Long Johns and stuff. Sometimes I've had them before, but it's never my go-to. It's like what's left. You know?
For sure. That free box that's sitting around. Yep.
Yeah.
And you
go and you open it up and you're just like, do you want just like the white powdered donut, or you want the Long Johns with the chocolate and the nuts? You go, I don't have anything to drink, so I guess I'm going Long John. Because
you know that powdered donut you have to have something to drink with.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers will cinnamon challenge you if halfway through.
Right. You just got like dust all over your fucking mustache, and the people are just like, what are you up to? You just go, you don't fucking mind me, bro.
you rascal, you. What you doing? I know it's Friday, but I mean, Come on now, not before 7 p.m.
I found a box of donuts.
I swear it's donuts, man. Have you ever made donuts? Have you ever made donuts?
Nope.
I love watching it. You ever watch it?
Yeah, I know how to make donuts. I've watched the mini donut machine.
Yeah,
those are
dude.
fucking dope. Yeah.
Watching the mini donut machine. Shit, I forgot about that.
I love how there's like a little current to some of those. I've seen them made at Krispy Kreme too, a long time ago. They used to be Krispy Kreme in St. Cloud. So I don't know what the fuck happened to that. Why we don't have Krispy Kreme here anymore? But
there's no Krispy Kremes anywhere, as far as I know. They like gone.
There was like you had like the oil, and it was kind of like almost like there was a little bit of a current to it or something. If I'm remembering right, I don't remember if there was something that was pushing it the one way. Yeah, and then there was like a conveyor belt of wire stuff, and it would literally just kind of like grab it, and then it would float up.
Yeah.
So they'd just be on there like getting scooped up and moved down all the time. But it would, just be that machine. And it's just, you don't have to cut the hole out at all because it's just dropping the vat or the dough in that O shape.
Yeah. Like they're throughout the entire dough tunnel. There's just a tube in the middle that keeps it from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Just bloom, 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 dropping them in there.
Yep. I love watching that, dude. So fucking sweet.
Yeah. So I've never made them. I know what it takes to make those ones. And then funnel cakes are like the same batter.
Yeah, that's what I was going to add. You made me think about that when you
said. You just take it and you just draw for a while until you go, I think that's a funnel cake or whatever.
I think. Close enough.
I think, yep. Just draw in the side, like be like, that's about the shape, like the same size as a paper plate. And done. And then take that out right away, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing. The only difference is when you make it like that, there's definitely more of it gets fried, so it's crunchier. It doesn't have that inner, it doesn't have as much of that soft inner dough as a donut does, for sure. Right. Yep.
I agree.
No, I've never even thought about making donuts because I was like, there's so much work. Donuts are like the cheapest pastry you can buy.
Right.
I'm just
making them is so much more.
But the idea of making all the toppings for them too, like when you were talking about that, to just be like, I don't want to do all the work. I was thinking of just being like, can we just go and like order some? You guys, when you're making donuts this morning, can you just make like half a dozen and don't do shit to them?
Right. Can you literally just pull half a dozen out of just pull them out of the vat and just put them in this box, please?
Yeah. They just be like, this, you don't want them flavored? No. I'm going to get weird with them.
That does sound fun. Just having like 6 or 12 blank canvases and then just mixing bowls. Like,
yep.
Yeah, dude. That
just
sounds
empty
cool.
the pantry. Just be like, what do y'all want to do?
I got food coloring. I got sprinkles. I got hot sauce. Everyone's like, what the fuck, hot sauce? Don't worry about it.
I'm going to put peanut butter and jelly on mine. But whatever you want on them. It is a pretty good idea. I'm just trying to think of like literally what's in my cupboard. Put on there.
Right.
I plug the donut hole up with a marshmallow, and then I'd drizzle some chocolate on top of it and crush up a graham cracker.
Yeah, dude. A s'more
donut.
That's a s'more donut. Sounds awesome. So good.
Got it.
I do
now
that.
I got to get a half dozen donuts and get crazy.
I saw, because I looked up some quick, like, goofy ones before, and I'm like, that's dumb. That's dumb. And then, again, these are usually cream filled, but like the the round donut that doesn't have a hole in it, but it's like bigger than a donut, a little misshapen maybe.
Yeah.
Those have a different name too, but I don't know. Anyway, someone took a fun-sized bottle of JMO and tipped it upside down and stuck it in there.
So get your little sidecar. I bet it would soak it up real good though.
Oh, I didn't think about that. It almost
There's rum.
probably turned
I mean,
into
you can get rum cake.
rum cake's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that though.
I'd probably do that with a donut.
Yeah.
I was thinking randomly going back to like the spicy thing. Like hot tamales.
The candy?
Are like they're like spicy.
But
is that just cinnamon?
Yeah. From what I understand.
So if you want to make it spicy, just get like some big red. Shave some big reds. Not the big red gum. Sorry, I'm thinking like
that's
the
what
candies.
I was thinking. I was like, yeah, so you just got a bunch of gum in your dough? Gross, dude.
That would be disgusting. Just chew it for a while.
This is a chewy ass donut. What is up with this? It's so cinnamony.
Some of it's melting away, but there's something else still here for sure.
So gross. That sounds so horrible. Oh. Were you talking about what is it?
Those Red Hots.
Oh, Red Hots.
That's what I was thinking.
I thought you were talking about licorice. I think that's Red Vines.
Because you put like some people put Red Hots in their apple cider.
Oh.
It gives a little bit heat to that apple cider.
I never heard that one, but that.
Now we're just snowballing like crazy, right? We're taking this donut and we're putting a little bit of icing on there that we've incorporated some Red Hots that we've shaved somehow. I don't know. We did something.
Yeah, use a zester.
A zester? Yeah.
That might be hard. The Red Hot.
The Red Hot, there's so little, but if you could do maybe like mortar and pestle, grind that bitch into a fucking red powder.
Okay, that's a better idea.
I don't know. Maybe it's too candy-ish and you just smush it into a flat fucking thing. But then you take that and you kind of put it on the donut with some apple pie filling that you've like chopped up so it's not full giant chunks of apple. You got little tiny bits of apple.
Yeah.
Put it over there, red hot on there.
Oh yeah.
And then you shove a couple big red pieces of gum in that bitch and freak you out.
The fucking throw everybody off, and there you go. You have yourself a fall donut ready to warm you up at your core and fuck with your head.
The idea of it's great, but halfway through you're real disappointed. Oh yeah, man! You could do a whole bunch of different stuff. Donuts are like literally anything that you can think of that you could top anything with. Think of a fruit, you could put any fruit on them. I don't know. There are blueberry donuts that have blueberries in the dough.
Yeah, like a blueberry muffin style.
Yep. And they do with like strawberries and stuff too, and then you can like put icing on the outside. So you could do stuff like that.
Yeah.
You put any fruit you want in the dough and then put the icing on the outside. I wonder.
That's a good idea.
If you could start doing all that kind of stuff with well, now I'm trying to think of like you could make the dough like with the fruit and then put everything else on there. But I'm like, what do you put with that? And the answer is like cream. So it's like an icing.
Yeah.
Because strawberries and cream and peaches and cream.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Just make a heavy.
What if you put fruit in the dough and then instead of an icing, you glaze that bitch with fruit dip?
Whoa.
Ooh.
We sound high right now. But I just want to.
I'm high. No. I'm tired. I stayed up way too late last night with the Timberwolves game, so I'm not running off of a lot of sleep.
Right.
And I am running off of a decent amount of caffeine. And for like the last half hour, my face has started to tingle. I don't know what that means.
Oh, God.
but I'm not high. But I do feel high, and my eyes look high because I don't know if you can tell, but we have lights,
studio lights in here,
studio lights that light us up. So when I am tired, I'm just like
getting squinty.
dude. What I could totally, I'm gonna put marshmallows on a fucking donut.
I don't know. It was fun conversation.
Donuts.
It was fun hypotheticals.
Yes.
But yeah, let's wrap up. You're getting tired, getting late. Let's see. Like, subscribe, do the things. It helps us out, helps, hopefully find this thing. If you can think of anybody that we should collab with, leave it in the comments on YouTube. Maybe we'll reach out to them. Maybe they'll reach out to us. I don't know why.
Yeah, somebody that makes donuts?
We'll collab on that podcast.
Yeah, what's up, donut guy? Donut Lord? You seen Sonic?
Yes, that's a beautiful Sonic reference. patreon.com/realaftv/ there's only one slash. You only need the one. patreon.com/realaftv. Remember, real like fish and real. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. You can call it both. Facebook.
Yep.
That's it. I think.
I don't know where you live. You can try yelling out the window. Maybe we'll hear you.
That's a great idea. Just yell it from the window. Check out the Real AFTV podcast. Remember, 2 E's in the middle.
2 E's. Or that, and you can yell to us. I'll try to hear it.